Thank you, everyone. Now it is my privilege to invite Dr. Champika Sujivani, the esteemed head of Faculty of Pain Medicine, College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka, to deliver the welcome address.
Good afternoon. Professor Andrew Rice, President, International Association of Study of Pain, Dr. Vinodini Vanigasekara, President, College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka, past presidents, fellows, council members, members of the Faculty of Pain Medicine, members of the College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka, and invited speakers, ladies and gentlemen. The Faculty of Pain Medicine is the main body addressing pain medicine-related issues and training in pain physicians in Sri Lanka. Since its inception, it has been an integral part of the College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists. I warmly welcome you to the 12th annual academic sessions of the Faculty of Pain Medicine of College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka. Pain remains a major health crisis, and it cannot be vaccinated away. It is a leading cause of healthcare cost, disability, and diminished quality of life for our patients. Finding effective solutions to manage acute and chronic pain is essential. The prevalence of both acute and chronic pain continues to rise in our population, driven by an aging society and change in the lifestyle. We must continue to develop and disseminate the cost-effective alternative for managing pain, particularly chronic pain. It is vital to focus on diverse modalities in pain management and progress in line with the global advancements. Our mission as the Faculty of Pain Medicine is to advance pain management options in Sri Lanka. Currently, one of our main priority is building the capacity of the healthcare workforce in pain management. Additionally, we are focusing on establishing pain clinics in provinces that currently lack properly developed facilities, providing full support to the Ministry of Health and our colleagues. I'm pleased that despite many challenges facing the country, we have been able to present the 12th annual sessions of the Faculty of Pain Medicine. Although this is a virtual program, we look forward to a successful event. I'm confident it would be both enlightening and beneficial to our field. Finally, I thank everyone who has worked tirelessly to make this event a success. Once again, I warmly welcome all resource persons and delegates, and I wish everyone a fruitful session this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. It is now my honor to invite Dr. Vinodini Manigasekara, the President of the College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka, to address the gathering.
Good evening, good afternoon, and maybe good morning to some of you. I'm Dr. Vinodini Manigasekara, President, College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka, of which the faculty of pain medicine is one of the main arms. Pain is a universal affliction, and we can call it the oldest medical malady. Pain medicine has recently gained increasing interest worldwide and also here in Sri Lanka. And it has undergone a revolutionary course since recently. So it is applicable as same to Sri Lanka as well as elsewhere in the world. In Sri Lanka, the pain medicine or awareness of pain has been a neglected area in our healthcare system. So I'm very proud to say that College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka, we formed the Faculty of Pain Medicine to address this issue, and the anesthetist here has taken forefront in filling this gap. So this endeavor today, the International Congress in Pain Medicine themed Path to Pain-Free Living Together Forging Ahead is one of the activities of this endeavors to battle our silent enemy, that is pain. So making awareness of the general public as well as the healthcare workers regarding the existence of pain, different types of pain, and the technical and pharmacological and psychological know-how of tackling the pain. So I am very proud to be here to speaking to you all as the president of the college because we are the leaders of pain in this country today. We conduct nationwide awareness programs by means of essential pain medicine awareness program and the nationwide program of nurses training program, and we are about to start the doctors training program nationwide at the request of the Ministry of Health Government of Sri Lanka. So I am very grateful and I pay tribute to all the anesthetists, our members of the college under the wing of the Faculty of Pain Medicine, who have worked tirelessly to bring the specialty of pain medicine in Sri Lanka to its current status. As speaking about the today's event, I am very grateful to the organizing committee headed by Dr. Champika Sujivani, the current president of the Faculty of Pain Medicine, and including the chair, of co-chairs of the Congress, Dr. Roshana Mallavarachi and Dr. Jayati Subasinghe, and all other members who worked tirelessly for the success of this event. And I also thank vehemently to the international speakers, Professor Andrew Rice as the chief guest, and all other speakers and the resource persons, chairpersons, and the delegates who have joined today. So, once again, I welcome you all, and on behalf of the College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka, and I wish you a successful session this afternoon and tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam. It is my pleasure to now invite Dr. Roshana Mallavarachi, Chairperson of the 12th Annual Academic Sessions of Faculty of Pain Medicine, College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka, who will have the honor of introducing our chief guest for the event.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, it's my great honor to introduce our distinguished chief guest for the 12th Annual Academic Sessions of the Faculty of Pain Medicine, Professor Andrew Rice. A renowned expert in pain research, Professor Rice currently serves as the president of the International Association for the Study of Pain. Based at Imperial College London, Professor Rice leads the pain research group. His extensive research spans the field of neuropathic pain with a particular focus on conditions such as HIV, leprosy, diabetes, and nerve trauma. Professor Rice has made significant contributions to both preclinical and clinical path pain research. His work has been published in prestigious journals such as Lancet, Nature Methods, and BMJ. He has also been instrumental in major pain research initiatives, including the Wellcome Trust London Pain Group and the Advanced Pain Discovery Platform. Professor Rice's dedication to improving pain management has been recognized with numerous awards, including Imperial College Lifetime Achievement Award for Excellence in Animal Research and the Patrick Wall Lecturer at both the British Pain Society and the Faculty of Pain Medicine. Please join me in welcoming Professor Andrew Rice.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. Can you hear me okay? And I've put one or two slides up. Can you see my slides, I hope? It's a great pleasure to be here in, or at least with you in spirit in Sri Lanka. My only sadness is that I can't be there with you in person, having seen particularly all the videos of your wonderful country during your national anthem and in the introductory slides. Good morning to all my colleagues there. Good morning to the President and the Dean. I thought what I would do is, you've asked me to give an introductory speech for about 15 minutes. What I'm going to do is talk about two things in particular, and I hope you can see my slides. One is the tool that ISP are advocating. It's not an ISP product, around the global burden of disease. And secondly, to tell you a little bit about what ISP are doing at the moment that may be of relevance to you in Sri Lanka. So dealing first with the global burden of disease, this journey started for us back in 2016 when, with Blair Smith and Fiona Blythe, we wrote an article in Pain highlighting the importance of the global burden of disease data for advocacy in all ISP countries, both for advocacy for increased clinical and research resources, and many countries have found it exceptionally useful. So I want to tell you a little bit about this initiative, focusing particularly on the data from Sri Lanka. So what is the Global Burden of Disease Studies? It's formally called the Global Burden of Diseases, Injuries and Risk Factors Study. It's the most comprehensive epidemiological study to date. It has captured more than 1 billion data points in 350 diseases in 195 countries. and it's a neutral. It's not particularly advocating for any particular disease. And it describes both health loss, in other words, mortality, and also morbidity. And it's, of course, with chronic pain and acute pain for that matter, it's more morbidity that is the important factor. And it's done that regularly since 1990, and it gives us data both at global, regional, and importantly for you, national levels. But it also means having global data, it means you can compare the data in Sri Lanka from comparable countries, for example, in South Asia. It's highly influential in healthcare and research advocacy, probably the most important tool in that regards, and it is why ISP are very keen to advocate it.
I'm sorry,
and it's led
sir.
by a group in Seattle, and
Excuse me,
regular
Professor
updates
Wright.
are generated, particularly in the Lancet, every few weeks. You'll see new data appearing in the weekly.
Excuse me,
edition.
Professor Rice, if I may interrupt.
Yep.
Sir, I believe you've screen shared your presenter's view instead of the presentation itself. We are able
Okay.
to see a few of your notes.
How do we rectify that? Do you know? Let me try.
Sir, if you could hit hide presenter view on that submenu that you opened, I believe it might work.
Is that it? Or
no, sir. I think you just if you hit the three dots that is on the side of that video camera button.
Oh yeah.
And if you could click on hide presenter view, let's try if that will work.
Is that better?
Right, that works. And then if you could hit there's a button on the side on towards the left of the Zoom option on the lower right hand side.
And which one would you like me to do?
So on the Zoom slider, sir, towards the bottom right hand side of your screen, I believe there's a presenter view. There's a presenter.
It's next to the minus sign. There.
On the Zoom.
Go to the bottom of the screen.
Yep. This one.
Yeah, that should be the one.
Can you now see the slideshow?
So if you could click on it again, we don't see any change.
I know this is often a problem with Zoom. I'll try and share my screen again. I'm sorry about this.
Maybe we can continue like that.
Yes, I think since
can you see the slides moving in this one?
We can't see anything, sir. I think the previous way that you share the slides will be fine for now, sir. Since
can you see the slides actually moving, or
no, we can't see anything, sir. We can't see anything that you've screen shared now.
Can you see this one, or? I don't know what to do really. Sorry. It's embarrassing.
Sir, if you could hit share screen on your Zoom. And then if you could move on to on the bottom of your screen, if there should be an option to share screen. And if you could then select your presentation and continue from there, I think it will be fine, sir.
Can you see this presentation?
Yes, sir, we can see the presentation.
Yeah, we
And
can
this-
see now. Probably we can continue like that.
And do the
No
slides
need of further
advance?
refining.
Do the slides advance when I advance them?
The slides advance, sir, yes.
Thank you. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. As I said, the Global Burden of Disease study is a source of extremely valuable data. But particularly what we're interested in is morbidity and a concept called the disease burden. And that's calculated by a parameter called years lived with disability, which is a very useful tool. And that combines both the prevalence of a disease and the harm that disease actually causes. And that's what we find very useful for pain. And when we look at those data, and at the top of this screen, there are some publications from pain, mainly from Fiona Blythe in Sydney, Australia. And that reveals that chronic pain and mental health are the top two contributors to global burden of disease. That globally, the single cause of years lived with disability of any diseases is chronic low back pain. And a number of other pain conditions are in the top 10 or 20 causes of years lived with disability. And the main four chronic pain conditions, back pain, neck pain, feature in the top 10 causes across all countries and all economies that are examined. But in addition to these obvious pain areas, there's what we call the hidden pain, where pain is not measured. For example, in diabetes, diabetic neuropathy, in sickle cell disease, following trauma, where pain is not the primary outcome. And the one I've been particularly working with has been leprosy. And currently there are efforts ongoing to revise the disability criteria for leprosy to include pain, which about 25% of people living with leprosy have. And we can't ignore also that the adverse effects of medical treatments, particularly, for example, the opioid crisis in the United States, accounts for a lot of disabilities. And these data are particularly important for low and middle income countries because your populations are aging at a faster rate than the economy is growing. And it was put by this quote from a famous Brazilian health economist, using slightly outdated language, but I think it gets the point across that the developed world became rich before it became old. In developing countries, or now we'd say low and middle income countries, people are becoming old before they become rich. And that is a useful concept. So one of the really useful things, and one of the reasons I'm talking to you about this so you can use these tools for your own advocacy efforts, is the visualization data that the study give out for free. And you can see that there are many ways of presenting it. It can be presented as deaths, mortality, years lived with disability, etc. It can be done on global or local level, country level, and you can break it down by ages and genders. So in blue here, we have the non-communicable diseases. In pink, we have infection, nutritional disorders, which for some bizarre reason are lumped in together with neonatal and maternity services. And in green, you have the trauma-related conditions. And the darker the shading means that is increasing in relation to recent data. So these are the most recent data from Sri Lanka, very comparable to other South Asian countries. And what you will see in the blue is that conditions like back pain, musculoskeletal problems, neck pain, osteoarthritis, and headache feature very prominently, indicating that pain is a major cause of years lived with disability in Sri Lanka. And then there are the hidden ones, like I've said, for example, diabetes and painful diabetic neuropathy. So this is a fantastic tool for communicating with policymakers and people who are in charge of resources as to why chronic and acute pain management need to be taken very seriously. And a lot of your colleagues in other countries have used these data very effectively. And the last thing I just want to say about the data is that it gives you a pattern of what is happening over time. So this is in the left-hand column, you have the 1990 data, and in the right-hand column, you have the 2021 data, which is the most recent data, ranked by their importance. And you'll see that across time, mental health and musculoskeletal disorders, of course, MSK disorders are associated with pain, have occupied the top position. But the success story is, of course, that nutritional and infectious diseases, their importance is decreasing by and large with efforts to decrease those things. But that means painful diseases are increasing in their importance as people survive those conditions and live longer. So that was just an example of a tool that we found exceptionally useful for advocacy purposes in Sri Lanka, worldwide, and I hope you would find it useful in Sri Lanka if you're not already familiar with it. And I'm more than happy to communicate with you by email if you've got any questions about that. I just want to now briefly turn to what's going on at IASP, hopefully focusing on particularly what is relevant to you in Sri Lanka. We're celebrating our 50th year this year, our 50th birthday, so we're very much looking forward to our next 50 years. And as part of that, we have decreased the subscription at its lowest level to just $25 US. So I'm sure you're familiar with ISP, but we're the largest global multidisciplinary association in the field of healthcare that is related to pain. And it is comprised of scientists and clinicians, healthcare providers, and policymakers. We have actually nearly now 7,000 members. There's been quite an increase in membership in the last year in 130 countries with 98 national chapters. I'm hoping during my presidency we'll get to the 100th chapters, and we have special interest groups and federations. Federations are important for you. We have four regional federations in Europe and South America, and probably one of our most successful federations is on your neighbors in Southeast Asia. And one of our newest federations, which I have the privilege of being the ISP liaison to, is here in orange. That relates to South Asian chapters, or SARPs. And that is currently headed, or the chair is currently with colleagues in Bangladesh. It will go to India next year, and it goes round on a rotating basis. ISP published two major journals which are free to members. Pain is the premier journal in the pain field, and Pain Reports is our newer journal, which is an open access journal where ISP members have reduced publication fees. But Pain is a traditional journal and one of our greatest assets. But one of the things I would like to highlight for you is our Pain Management Center Toolkit, which is a very significant resource that was developed by Mary Cardosa, who will be my successor as ISP president in 2 years' time, and indeed our first president from Asia, which we're of course celebrating. And Mary developed with a team of which I was privileged to be a member, a manual that can provide training and mentoring services to the development of the hub centers of excellence. And we've successfully piloted in Myanmar, Indonesia, and Vietnam. And next year, it will be one of the major activities during our global year. The other major thing that we've done is we've invested nearly $2 million over a number of years in providing the pain chapters for the ICD-11, the International Classification of Diseases, which is considerably advancing the visibility of acute and chronic pain in epidemiology and healthcare management. And it's used in some countries for clinical use and research. And that's a major resource we would like our members to use. And the chapters were published in 2019. The exercise was led by one of my predecessors, Rolf Detlef Trader, and the information about these is published in a special edition of Pain in 2019. And not only do we look at the overall issue of chronic pain and its classification, but there are separate papers for specific diseases, for example, neuropathic pain here. And that is being rolled out in many countries, particularly in Asia. Thailand is one of the countries that is leading the way in rolling it out into their healthcare system. Another resource we have, which we're going to enhance considerably over the next few years, is PERC, our Pain Education Resource Centre. It's free to members, and there are a number of webinars, etc. And we've just uploaded the majority of workshops and plenary lectures, including the 2 plenary lectures from 2 of our members who won the Nobel Prize 2 years ago, from our recent World Congress in Amsterdam, if you were unable to attend, which we know it was a long way to travel for many people. Also of relevance to you is that we have a number of grants and fellowships that we give out. The particularly relevant to you is the collaborative research grants and the developing countries education grants that have been a very successful part of ISP for many years, which as members you can apply for. And we also have a clinical pain management fellowship based for 12 months for 2 trainees in Siriraj Hospital in Bangkok. It's mainly geared to Southeast Asia, but a number of people from South Asia have also benefited from that training over the years. Something I'm really excited to tell you about is our residential pain camps. The pioneers of these were your colleagues in Southeast Asia, and they're holding their pain management camp again next year. But next year we will inaugurate our first South Asian pain camp and our inaugural African pain camp, residential pain camp for multidisciplinary purposes over the next few years, over 5 days that will take place. This is currently being organized by the chapter that will have the SARP's presidency in 2025, and that is India. So look out for that. And then finally, I just want to tell you a little bit about the themes I've chosen for my presidency. I'm delighted to report to you that 2025 will be the ISP Global Year on Pain Management Research and Education in Low and Middle Income Settings, and that is chaired by Margarita Calvo, councillor from Chile, and Saurabh Sharma, originally from Nepal, and now working in Australia. So you will see a lot of activity related to pain management, research and education in low and middle income settings. And then one of the things we do as part of the Global Year is translate the resources, things like the fact sheets and the webinars, into different languages, and that relies on our local members. So if you wish to translate any of the fact sheets, please do volunteer through your ISP chapter. And as I've said, next year will be highly relevant to you, hopefully. The other thing that is relevant to you, we've heard a lot about it during the Commonwealth meeting in Samoa this week, is environmental sustainability. And I've initiated a presidential task force that will produce a number of resources, both for decreasing the carbon footprint of ISP as an organization, but more importantly, guidance for particular clinical practice and research, where you can reduce the impact of your clinical practice, for example, on the environment. And for example, one area we're going to be very active in is understanding much better the contribution of analgesic drugs to water pollution, which I know is a very live topic in South Asia. And finally, I just want to highlight that we have a number of congresses coming up. I very much hope that I can meet some of you at those congresses. In September next year, our special interest group on neuropathic pain meets for their congress in Berlin. The pediatric special interest group meet for their Congress next year in the United Kingdom, in Glasgow, in June. And your neighbours in ACAPS have both their Pain Camp and their fantastic Congress in Singapore in early May of next year. And there will be a South Asian regional meeting, we hope, but we're still awaiting the information about that. And then finally, I'm absolutely thrilled that as ISP president, I will host only the second World Congress that ISP have had in Asia, and actually our first in South or Southeast Asia. That will be in Bangkok in October 2026, and that the programme committee is being chaired by Kirsty Bannister in the UK, and the local arrangements committee by Sasikan Nimarat in Thailand. And I very much look forward to there. We give very generous travel assistance for people from low and middle income economies, particularly trainees. So thank you for your attention. I've given you a little bit, I hope, of information about the useful tool that Global Burden of Disease is, and told you a little bit about what ISP are going to be doing over the next few years. And I very much look forward to interacting with you, particularly in next year's Global Year on Low and Middle Income Settings. And I apologise for the glitch at the beginning. I hope you've been able to see my slides. Thank you very much.
Very much, sir, for your insights. So as we come to the end of the inauguration ceremony, it is my pleasure to invite co-chairperson of the sessions, Dr. Jayada Subasinghe, to deliver the closing remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests and esteemed colleagues, as we draw the inauguration ceremony to a close, I would like to express our sincere gratitude for your presence here today. Your enthusiasm and commitment to advancing pain management set the stage for what promises to be a truly impactful and enriching series of sessions. The coming days present a unique opportunity for us to exchange knowledge, explore new perspectives, and strengthen our collective expertise. Guided by this year's theme, Path to Pain-Free Living, Together Forging Ahead, let us move forward with renewed determination to improve patient care and alleviate suffering. We extend our deepest gratitude to Dr. Vinodini Vanigasekara, President of the College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka, Dr. Anushka Senaviratnava, our esteemed Secretary, and Dr. Champika Sujivani, Head of the Faculty of Pain Medicine. Your leadership, support, and commitment have been instrumental in making this event a reality. We also express our appreciation to both our local and overseas civics for sharing their expertise and insight, as well as to the chairpersons who have graciously agreed to lead the upcoming symposiums. A heartfelt thank you goes to the members of the Faculty of Pain Medicine for your unwavering dedication, along with the office staff of the College of Anesthesiologists and the University of Peradeniya for your essential contribution. I also wish to extend my heartfelt thanks to our wonderful hosts, medical students, Sandali and Melaka, for your professionalism and enthusiasm. To all participants, thank you. Your presence here is what truly makes this gathering meaningful. With that, I officially bring this inauguration ceremony to a close. Let us look forward to a successful event, one that leaves us more knowledgeable, more united, and more committed to excellence in pain management. Thank you once again, and may these sessions be both inspiring and transformative for us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Thank you all for attending the inauguration ceremony of the 12th annual academic sessions of the Faculty of Pain Medicine, College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka. We will now have a short break, following which we will commence the first symposium at 2 p.m. Sri Lanka time. We hope to see you all there.
Sri Lanka's Most Inspiring Pain Clinic Award, 2024. Organized for the first time by the Faculty of Pain Medicine, College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka. Nominee 1 is Apeksha Hospital Maharagama. Nominee 2 is Teaching Hospital Karapitiya. Nominee 3 is Teaching Hospital Paradeniya. Nominee 4 is Teaching Hospital Karunagala. Nominee 5 is Teaching Hospital Anuradhapura. Nominee 6 is District General Hospital Horana. These clinics have set the standard for excellence in pain management, but only one will be crowned the most inspiring pain clinic of 2024. Who will it be? Stay tuned.
දුෂ්‍යන්ති තමයි.
when you can go from sun-kissed to mountain mist in just 4 hours. That's so Sri Lanka.
When dolphins and whales swim around you all year so you can visit them at any time. That's so Sri Lanka.
When a bicycle ride in the countryside is one long roadside party of board games, quirky friends, and the world's best cup of tea. That is so Sri Lanka.
When every sunset is an aphrodisiac and the nights command you to dance them away. That's so Sri Lanka.
When you can marvel at elephants in the morning
and then meet some exotic birds, bears, and leopards for lunch.
That's so Sri Lanka.
When you can get an eye full of paradise and a heart full of adrenaline in a single afternoon.
That's so Sri Lanka.
When people brave dizzying heights to taste a buzz of fresh, warm toddy.
That's so Sri Lanka.
When feasting together makes you family, so we take every opportunity to indulge. That's so Sri Lanka.
When time slows down and urges you to as well.
So you can soak up the full magic of cultural treasures at every turn.
Storied street food made with love for 3 millennia.
360 degrees of ocean.
365 days a year.
Hugging lush forests, misty meadows, secret waterfalls, and ordinary Wednesdays.
That is so Sri Lanka.
When you surrender to every minute,
becoming your new favorite memory
on Earth's favorite island.
So wild,
so pristine,
so scenic,
so thrilling,
so spiritual,
so bold,
so colorful. That's so Sri Lanka.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and friends. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the 12th annual academic sessions of the Faculty of Pain Medicine of the College of Anesthesiologists and Intensivists of Sri Lanka. This year's theme, Pain-Free Living, Together, Forging Ahead, reflects our shared commitment to advancing pain management and improving the quality of life of our patients.
We are gathered here today as a community of experts, practitioners, and innovators with a singular purpose: to address the growing challenges in pain management and to seek collaborative solutions that will shape the future of our practice. Pain